Welcome back. This is Bonita Creek RC, and we're gonna do a Ascent Scout unboxing video. This is gonna be fun. I really like how this looks. I have a regular Ascent-18, and it's one of my favorite trucks. Ooh. I got the blue one, so I have the blue Ascent-18, and I have a 1/10 scale Ascent. That's also this nice light metallic blue. Oh yeah, this is nice. A little stuck in there. Man, this is bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Oh man, this is nice. This is a decent size. So here's a SCX-24 C10. So this is really big. Yes, it does have some zip ties. So here we got the radio. This is a Fly Sky, I forget the name of it. Is it G4P or something? I don't know. They have a plastic wheel. I don't really like that. And it's just a little, just barely out of reach for my thumb. But there are some 3D printed wheels that you can get so you can reach, or you can just put a piece of foam over it, which I might do. So let's see, in this bag, looks like we have the charger, and I don't know how in-depth these are. Oh, it says quick start guide. I wish they came with a actual manual, but this should be good enough, really. So here's the charger. It runs off a USB. This is different than the charger that came with the Ascent-18. I don't know. I've never really used that one. I have a dual port charger that I use. That also runs off a USB. So in here, in this bag, there are body posts and body post mounts and some rubber O-rings. So that's in case you want to switch out the body. There we go. But yeah, I like this. This feels good. Looks like it has decent flex. And these tires feel like they have a fair bit stickier compound. The foams are way stiff though. So I don't know how these are going to perform. But this compound does actually feel good. It's not like Endura S5 or Low Guy Racing Parts NL4, but it might, I think it'd be about kind of like Endura S4 compound, which is decent. I think these are supposed to be a 58mm tire. I think that would be good. So these have portal axles. One thing I don't like about these is how big the C-hubs are. On my Ascent, I have some wheels with negative offset, and it really exposed them bad. It took all the color off of those. Something I just saw on here is that the screws for the bottom of the portals actually have hex drive. On the Ascent-18 they're Phillips, which I don't know why they did Phillips, but the other piece on the Ascent-18 they did a Phillips on was the drive shafts, and these have, yeah, these are still Phillips on the drive shafts. I haven't had any problems with the plastic drive shafts on my Ascent-18. I have a brushless outrunner in it, and it's been just fine. I did break a link though, so I'm probably gonna have to buy some metal links. I like the Endura ones. On there I ran it with the bend close to the skid because otherwise it's really exposing the drive shafts. Okay, so here's a size comparison between the Ascent-18 Scout and the Redcat Ascent. So here's the C-hub on these. They have the Phillips screw on it, and with these wheels with the negative offset, it really gets that exposed, and it really wore the paint off of those screws. A free mod I did to this Ascent is I raised the skid by a hole. So there's 2 holes in the chassis for all the mounts, and I just moved it up one, and it ended up using, or I ended up not being able to use like 4 of the screws, but it really raised the belly up on it, and then it didn't hang up as much. That's still this truck's weak spot is, and its performance is it will high center. I kind of filed on the edges of the chassis there to kind of smooth it out so it'll slide, and these are those metal links, so if I ran the bend down here, that'd really leave the drive shaft exposed, and at full droop it actually helps more with the breakover with the bend being there. I had to clock them the bends a little bit so that they didn't hit when flexing. Yeah, these are just some spring retainers I 3D printed. And on the Ascent-18 vehicles, they don't have body pins, so they have this nice mounting clip in the back that can spin and it locks in, and then they have this pivot point on the front, and then it holds it pretty good. It does come undone sometimes on the Ascent-18, but now they've added this extra bar on there. I'm trying to hold it all, but that extra bar right there, that should help keep it from coming undone. Now, one thing this vehicle has that the other one, the Ascent-18, didn't come with is lights. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. So this Ascent-18 Scout has headlights and taillights, so that's going to look real cool at night. I think I want to get some rock lights for this one. I don't know why manufacturers keep putting the battery right there on the back. I don't know why, but it just puts all the weight in a bad spot. What I did on my Ascent-18 when it was still running the brushed setup, I just moved the whole tray from the rear and put that in the front, and then I strapped the battery on top of the motor and the transmission with the battery strap. You can either put the battery on the front crossways, or you can put it on a slider. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't really have any Velcro that'll stick on, I don't think, so I'll probably just strap that onto the motor and then move that ESC up to the front. Another free mod you can do is lean the shocks back, and that'll allow it to have more articulation, and the more laid back your shocks are, the more leverage the suspension has against them, and kind of cheating past having stiffer springs. So it'll ride like it has softer springs than it really does. I am kind of interested in the design on how they did the front bumper. They actually had it mounted to the body. On the Ascent-18, it's mounted to the chassis. So this is the setup of my Ascent-18. The wiring's just a mess, but so I have an Endura Purple Viper in there. Then I have the ESC up in the front. I have a Redcat receiver, and it goes to the radio that they run on most of their 1/10 scale vehicles. And then this is the power switch, and then this little bar right here I just had sitting around, and actually run the lights off of it. I have that plugged into the receiver, and then it's just like a little power bar, and I could put 4 other channels of lights on there. You can't really switch between them, but it's just like a power bar you can plug into. I just have the one light bar on top. I want to get some rock lights for it, because when I'm driving at night, the hood just makes this big black area right in front, and you can't really see where you need to. It'll shine out like 3 feet ahead of it, but you can't really see where you need to. I'm really excited to go start driving this one. I don't know what all I'm gonna do to it, but I already have some tires in the mail coming for it. I got some Endura 58mm mud paws, and then I got some Endura wheels. They look real retro, and I was thinking they'd look good on here. Alright, we'll be out on the rocks in a snap. Okay, I got the Ascent-18 Scout out on the course. I haven't even driven it anywhere yet. The tires I just set, they're still real clean. I just set it down. Oh, they're dirty now. So let's see how it does going up this line right here. This line is kind of tricky, unless the tires are just real good. Oh, that did that really good. Yeah, I think these tires have a decent compound. It's definitely better than the stock compound, or just the compound of the stock Ascent-18 tires. Oh, first rollover. So it's definitely kind of top heavy. Like I was saying, these tires have a much better feeling compound than the stock Ascent-18 tires. Those ones kind of just felt, I don't know, they never really felt sticky. These ones just really gripped my hand when I was rubbing them. So let's see if we can get up this. The back tires trying to make it up that, and that's a hard pull for it, and it's just right there in the dirt. Let's see, trying a little bit different steering. It really wants to. Yeah, right there you can just see the lugs trying to grip. That's about as slow as it'll go, which is plenty, but it's definitely not brushless slow. So try a little more over to the right. Yeah, it's just there. The tires, the foams are just a little too stiff. It's not really, they're not really conforming well. Ooh, is it gonna roll? Oh, it's gonna roll. Nope, it didn't. I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna roll out there. All right, let's see how it does going up this. This is kind of tricky because it you have to make sure that the back tires don't fall off where you don't want them. It's pretty easy for my AX24 since those have 4-wheel steer. Oh, fell down in. Yeah, it's stuck. I'm gonna try and keep it straight. I'm gonna turn passenger now. Oh, but it doesn't help. I don't know if it's gonna do this. Here, I'll try it one more time. Oh, it might do it this time. There we go. Let's see, I just need another little reverse. There we go. The weight distribution's really not that great on here. Let's test approach angle and departure angle. Oh, it's not quite square. So it's hitting the bumper a bit there. Trying to do a little steering, get by that, but it's not doing it. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Yeah, bumper's just augered in. So let's see. The front bumper just keeps augering in. There we go. Got past it. Man, this thing looks good. Okay, gotta do a little reverse. There we go. Up. Back bumper's hung up bad. Let's see, I'll do another little reverse. Try and get the front tires positioned better so that they can get a good hook. Oh, I went too far. Oh man. I just placed it back up because I wanted to see how it'd finish it and do the rest of it. So now that I got a good hook on there, let's see, it's on the sliders hard. Okay, sorry for the backup alarm. I think the neighbors were getting some hay delivered. So let's see, it's on the sliders bad. And try and give it a little steering. It's just high centered there. So do a little reverse. Ooh. So trying a little wheel speed to get over the hump. Oh, so almost. Let's see. The front's not even touching at all. There we go. I had to bump it to get it over the skid, so I am gonna have to raise up that skid plate where the transmission mounts. The drag brake isn't that great when you're on the throttle. It'll just roll away on you. But it usually holds it on its own. See how it does going up this. This river rock really is slippery. And several of my vehicles struggle here. So you just try a little steering. The tires usually grip good on the wood once they get up onto the wood, but it rolled over. All right, second try. So I'll go a little more to the driver's side and try and get a hook on there. Tuck. And he just won't leave me alone. He wants to play fetch all the time. All right, let's see. A turn driver. Oh, that's some fall back there. So the foams are definitely too stiff, but I think the compound is good enough for some real performance. There, I got a good grip on it there, and it didn't understeer off the edge there. For a second, I was thinking it would. Let's see, these tires aren't really liking this wood that much right here. There we go. Oh, and just high centered real bad right there. Now let's see how it goes up this. And they're having some wheel slip there. Nope. It's kind of rotating, it's gonna fall off. So let's see, try and get the side lug on that rear passenger tire to grip. And there we go. I think that's gonna do it. Oh, it might roll over though. Oh, it's gonna roll. So let's see, try and keep it from rolling. Nope. I like to test tires on going up this ramp because on this cement there really isn't much grip. So see if it has just a little bit of speed, it goes straight up it. But I like to see how slow you can go and still make it up it. So if you just stop it, it rolls back a little bit, and the tires have a little bit of wheel slip. And you gun it, will spin the tires, but they do grip real good. So at the minimum throttle, it just barely moves forward a little bit. But it goes straight up. Oil-filled shocks are helping quite a bit right there. Because on some vehicles like SCX-24 with friction damped shocks, it'll really get to bouncing. There, the lugs are struggling on that rear tire, struggling to grip on the face of it. Whoa, went off the side there. There we go. So coming up this, you can really see the front end get light. The tires are actually doing pretty good here. So see, I come up, that driver front's just in the air. It gets super light in the front. Up it dug a hole in where the rear tire was. So I think the weight balance is like 56-40, like 56 rear, 44 front, so really not that good. But it does scale driving really good. Like this is something a real Scout would be driving on. It just looks so good doing it. Let's see if it'll make it up this. Hung up on the rear bumper a bit. It'll go a little more driver's side. And it's just kind of getting eaten up a bit. Dude, that did pretty good. That's a little harder than I tried it off camera, but the dirt was getting tore up a bit. Okay, back on the bench. I had a blast driving this thing. As you can see, it's real dirty. Yeah, it works pretty good. It does have a bit of slop in the drivetrain, but not too bad. It's definitely top heavy. I did roll it several times. It's not super capable, but it's surprising. Just because how big the body is, you expect it to be real top heavy. The sliders were actually hurting performance, because normally, well, these have a different kind of slider. The Ascent-18 has boat sliders, but like on my C10, there's just nothing there. It's just the Lexan, and it'll just slide underneath. It'll bend the Lexan in. But with these big sliders, they just get caught on the slider, and then it just be kind of stuck. So, but really doesn't matter too much. I am going to raise the skid up, and that way it gets more belly clearance right in the middle. I'm really glad that they put on some tail lights in this vehicle. It just looks so good. I like the two-tone with the white stickers. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do some suspension tuning. I'm going to lean the shocks back as far as I can, and then I'm gonna move the ESC up to the front, and then I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do with the battery. I don't know, but and then when my new tires show up, I'm gonna do that. Tires were actually doing really good until they got dirty like this, and they just seem to not grip as much. So they're gonna get replaced anyway, but they are, at least they're putting some effort into it. The stock Ascent-18 tires they were okay, but these are not them. I'll have them in a second. Okay, so here's a stock Ascent-18 tire, and these are like a 60mm tire, and so these must be, I think they said like a 58 or 57 or something. So foams, the foams feel just about as stiff. It's way too stiff. The Ascent-18 is kind of a light truck, a stock, but then so the foams are way too stiff. They don't collapse over the side wall too much, but the foams are too stiff. Otherwise, I think these would be a decent tire. Not like a great tire, but it would be worth putting on some vehicle. And yeah, let's see. The compound that these are made out of is definitely better than the stock Ascent-18 tires. These tires kind of turned bluish after I was driving with them for a little while. They kind of went black again, but it's weird. When they got dust on it, and the dust got brushed off of it, is just kind of turned blue. A little weird, but so they did better on the compound. It's just this foams are too stiff. And like this is like I said, this is a 60mm tire. These are supposed to be 60mm, but I have a 56mm silicone insert in there, so it kind of pushed them out and it made them shorter. And then here is a full-size Ascent tire for size reference. This is a 475, so almost as tall as the whole truck, and I'm gonna drop the suspension a bit on it because it rides kind of high. It riding higher does help with the ground clearance, but I'm going to lower it so that it'll have a lower center of gravity. I think that'll help more. I think it'll be more beneficial to have a lower LCG than it is to have this much ground clearance. But I'm really happy with it. I really like it. It looks awesome. I can't wait to see what they do next. I do wish they would do their axles different though. The C-hubs are just so big. Like on here, they just get caught all the time, and I have to drive around the bottoms of those C-hubs to position the tires so that it doesn't catch on stuff. It literally happens all the time, and I actually filed on the edges of it, rounding them off a little bit. The rims I ordered for this have 0 negative offset, so it'll be the same width, which will be good, and it'll look nice with it not being wider, and it won't catch on the hubs as much. I did hit the skid a few times, and I heard it. The rear bumper was hitting all the time on stuff, but that's just some sacrifices you have to make for good looks. Otherwise, you just get a Ascent-18. Yeah, flexing. Alright, I want to thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see. We'll see you in the next one.